Welcome to today's Workwell Software video tutorial. I'm Bob, I'm from Workwell Software, and I'll be presenting a tutorial about recurring jobs to help you to get more familiar with your Workwell software. Thanks for joining me. Recurring jobs repeat according to a regular pattern that you select and configure to meet your needs. Here's a number of examples. First, a job that repeats every Wednesday at 9:30. Second, a job that repeats every other Friday at 11. Third, a job that repeats every first and third Tuesday at noon. And finally, a job that repeats on the 17th of the month, every month. The scheduling calendar is probably the best way to create and manage your recurring jobs. Here on the scheduler, we see that we have a couple of recurring jobs. They're colored red. That's because we selected that all jobs be displayed on the calendar, and we've asked that the recurring jobs be highlighted in red. If we go forward on the calendar, we see that Alan Black here is repeating every Wednesday. If we go back to this week, we see that Danny Harper is also repeating, this time every Friday. To create a new recurring job using the scheduling calendar, we first have to make sure that the event type is recurring jobs only. And then we choose a time slot of interest. So let's say on Saturday at this time, we want to create a new set of recurring jobs. Double click here. And because we're only looking at recurring jobs, this will set up a recurring job. And we see that it's a three-step process. The first step is to create a recurring schedule. By default, it gives you the start time of where you clicked on the calendar. You can change that. You choose a repeat type. It can be weekly, monthly, weeks and days of the month, or days of the month, so you can get some very interesting repeat patterns. Let's stick with weekly. We'll choose every other week on Saturday. And we'll do this for a maximum of, say, 6 times. We could have chosen an end date at some point in the future, even very far in the future. And we generate. Now we need to choose a customer. I'm assuming that the customer for this job already exists in our database, so we'll find it. Let's choose Danny and select Danny. If the customer is new, we would create a new customer. So now we have the new job form. We can assign a worker. So let's say that Joe is going to do this job. And we'll define the services. We'll select the services that this job is about. And we'll go to our service list and choose office cleaning. And save. And this will create a sequence of 6 new jobs. We see Danny Harper here, and if we go forward in time, we see 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after that, and so forth. If you have a lot of recurring jobs, you can tell them apart. For example, if we click on Alan here, it turns red. And if we go forward, we see that in future weeks, we can distinguish this recurring job from others. And we can also go to the monthly view and see that as well. So here are the recurring jobs that we've created. Now let's go back and open one of these recurring jobs. And we see it's identified very clearly. It says at the top, this is a recurring job. At the bottom, it says it repeats every week on Wednesday. And it gives you the possibility of canceling the recurring jobs. What this would do, if I press cancel, it will stop the repeating process. It will keep any jobs that are in the past that have already been created and any future jobs that allow you to get rid of. Or you could delete them all entirely. Okay, let's create another repeating job and explore the recurring schedule a little bit more. As we demonstrated, we can do a weekly schedule. So we can do every week on a Saturday, or we could do every other week on a Saturday, or every week on a Tuesday and a Thursday. many possibilities. Or we could choose a monthly pattern, where we choose every month, every other month, every third month, and so forth, which day of the month, and which week of that month. So you can do the second Monday of every third month, for example, or the second Monday of every month. Days of the month, we can choose one or more months throughout the year and one or more days of those months. So you can get very interesting repeat patterns, but typically you'll probably be satisfied with the weekly pattern, but the opportunity is there to handle your unusual cases as well. You can also create recurring jobs in other places. For example, you can just go to the Quick Links pull down and click recurring job, and it'll allow you to create a job that way. Or you could go to the jobs table, and from the tools pull down menu, you can see add new recurring job, and this will walk you through the process as well. Okay, so we're back in the scheduler. We're looking at all of the jobs. Under event type, we've clicked on jobs, but we're highlighting the recurring jobs so that they stand out in red so we can distinguish them from the ordinary jobs. But any individual job in a sequence is really just a job. It's really no different from any of these others. It's just that they're automatically created. Let's take a look. So just like with any job, we have services or line items that we've sold. We have workers assigned, and we can modify these for any individual job in the sequence. When the job's finished, it'll automatically be marked. The schedule is automatically determined from the sequence. And we can collect payment, we can send an invoice, we can do a credit card invoice, we can email the invoice, and so forth. So it's really just an ordinary job, but it is marked as recurring, so you know the difference. So if your business has jobs that repeat in any predictable way, we hope that you'll take advantage of this great feature. Thanks for viewing this tutorial, and please watch our other tutorials. And don't forget, there are ample help and learning aids built directly into the WorkWell Command Center. And also, the website has a lot of additional material that can help you to learn how to operate the Command Center and the mobile app.